Hello and welcome. Campbell here from Autodidactic. And what a week. What a week, or what a start to September we've had. Lots of crazy stuff going on. So let's get in and have a look.
Somebody to explain this for me, and I'm gonna go frame by frame, and someone needs to explain what this black dot is for me. Okay, so let's go slow. We watch this black dot move closer and closer to his neck, ultimately stopping right there. This is the video of Charlie Kirk getting shot. You see he's got like a microphone or something attached to him. Also, while he's holding a microphone, it's clipped there to his shirt. But why would that be a microphone if he's holding a microphone? I mean, I'm gonna go back and forth for a minute. And it stays there before he was shot. Why does the dot move from his shirt directly to his neck and stop at his neck? It doesn't fly off his shirt. It just stops right at his neck.
Interesting. I mean, that looked like some kind of slug or something, but I mean, was that some kind of how do I say this without getting banned? Like human fluid in a bag that then went splat? I don't know. Weird the way it moved though, but there's a lot of weird stuff coming out about this story. Very strange times.
Well, if jets don't use fuel, why they charging people $20,000 to go one way? Also heard in commercial airplanes, the fuel goes in the wings and the belly of the plane. This is for educational purposes only. Share this video with someone you love, care, and respect. Watch the video until the end and comment below. Ever flown private or commercial and paid a lot of money?
I just cracked the code. I just went down this super deep rabbit hole, and I know for a fact that jets don't use any fuel to fly. Now, I know this might sound crazy, but stick with me. I promise you that there's something here. First of all, I want you to notice this. This is on the roof of an ancient Indian temple. An extremely and eerily similar design to an airline jet turbine. Let's take this one step further. These pillars on these ancient temples strongly resemble what a turbine looks like, the whole design of it. These pillars also rotate. Now, whether you're aware of it or not, these ancient temples were power plants. They generated free energy. Now, let's think about this for a second. We are told that a Boeing 747 carries 63,500 gallons of fuel. Where exactly do they put all of this? This is a 60,000 gallon water tank. Just for reference, guys, just think for a second. They say that the fuel is stored in the wings. Where? How does that make any sense to you? This is where this gets really interesting. I was doing some research, and this is what I came across, and it made a whole lot of sense to me. So I'm just going to read this for you guys. There's an airplane called the Airbus A380. It weighs 575 tons. Now, to make this absolute mammoth leave the ground and not slam back down to the earth 1 second later, they use ultrasonic levitation, superconductivity, and pulse magnetic zero-point Meissner fields. Jet fuel only powers the turbines to start up, and they cut off from combustion and switch to etheric energy once they reach a certain speed. And this happens when there is a good flow of electrostatic electricity. This is quite literally ancient tech, Cartesian technology, Nikola Tesla's technology. Think about this. Examine how long it takes them to pump fuel in between flights. 60,000 gallons. It literally only takes a few minutes. It almost takes a passenger car less time to fill up a fucking plane. A passenger car requires 2,000 times less fuel. Even if this pump was pumping 10 times more fuel than an average pump at the gas station, it would take them roughly 17 hours to fill up 60,000 gallons. 60,000 gallons in these wings? Are you serious? And when we start to assess the intricate design of these turbines and how they're not really used anywhere else in the world except for jet engines, it's kind of interesting, right? Don't you think it's possible that they stole this technology from our ancient ancestors, hiding free energy in plain sight, and as well as charging us out the ass to get on a plane because of all the jet fuel that they gotta consume? This also would explain contrails and how planes just spray straight up water vapor and then it just disappears. Unlike, a combustion engine from the back of our cars that have a different type of smoke. This is a chemtrail. This stays in the air forever and disperses and blocks out the sun. Beyond the point, that's a contrail. And that would explain contrails, right? Am I crazy, or is this making sense to you guys?
What do you reckon? What do you reckon? Does that make sense to you? I've actually done videos on this before. Uh, it doesn't make any sense at all to me when you see how much 60,000 liters is it of fuel and the wings. And, I've done a lot of traveling in the last couple of years, and you hear the engines turn back on. They're not going when you're up cruising at altitude. You hear them come back on like 5 minutes before they announce they're coming into landing. You hear it all start up again. So they're not running the whole way. And yeah, interesting, right? Electrostatics could be. I mean, they're basically big turbines, those jet engines, right? They just spin and push, air out the back for thrust. And we have these jet streams. What are they? So pretty interesting. Let me think. Let me know what you think in the comments. Is the jet plane, the jet fuel hoax real?
Why do we have school? Why are we in school? Why? Why are you here? What?
Some place learn and teach.
Exactly, right? Learn. What else? Yeah, to get the degree, okay? To get the degree, okay, to graduate. What else? Knowledge, yes. Yeah.
Power chance to brainwash the students.
Excuse me?
I feel like give a power a chance to brainwash our.
Brainwashing. Okay, guess what, guys? The correct answer is brainwashing. Everything else is a lie. Okay. All right. What do you do in school? You come to class, you listen to a lecture, you read books, right? And then you have to do a test, and you have to write a paper, and then the teacher gives you a grade. That's how you learn, right? Let me ask you this question then. Throughout most of human history, how did we learn? If you want to become a doctor, what did you do? The answer is experience. Do it. Right? Let me ask you this question. Let's say you're 12 years old. You're going to be a doctor, okay? There are two paths ahead of you. The first path is, you know what? I'm going to put you in a hospital, and you're going to learn there for like 10 years. Someone's going to mentor you. You're going to be that person's apprentice. Maybe the first year, all you do is like wash the floor. Okay? But you're going to observe the doctor. And then eventually the doctor's going to tell you how to treat patients. Okay? That's the first system. Second system is you go to the best school in the world. Then you go to Harvard for undergraduate. Then you go to Harvard Medical School, the best medical school in the world. Okay? At age 30, who's a better doctor, number one or number two?
First one.
Obviously the first one, right? Because the second person, the person who went to Harvard and Harvard Medical School, did not ever work in a hospital. You understand? Now, let me ask you another question. In the first system, do you have to be really, really smart to be a good doctor?
No.
You don't, actually. Anyone can be a doctor in the first system. Anyone. We human beings are all born with the capacity to learn anything if you wanted to learn it, right? You can be an engineer, you can be a lawyer, if you want to be a doctor, you can be a scientist, you can be anything, okay? Just go find a mentor who can teach you how to do so. And I guarantee you that you will learn how to do it well. And anyone can do this. But instead, we have a system in which we tell students, you're smart, you're stupid. Smart students go to good schools and good universities, and they get good jobs. Stupid students go wash dishes. Okay? And that was not true for most of human history. It's true today, but throughout most of human history, if you want to go learn something, all you had to do was go find a teacher. And that teacher would teach you. And then you would learn it. Right?
Yes. Yes. Agree with that 100%. Let me know your thoughts on that. Is school a waste of time? I mean, as far as we know from history, his story, learning apprenticeships has always been the way to learn a skill and to become a tradesman or whatever, professionals or something fairly new. But all of the academia, all of the education system was started by the Rockefellers, and it's done a certain way so that they get experts and then they can tell us a narrative. So, apart from the fact that, you don't learn as much at school as you would doing it hands-on, it also produces all these people that lie to us, that we put above us and think are smarter than us. Because, like you said, you don't have to have an IQ, right, of a certain amount to be able to be a doctor or a lawyer or a plumber or a whatever, right? You just need the will and the knowledge, someone to show you how to do it. So they're playing this game, right, about IQ and who the experts are and who we should listen to, right? You should always listen to yourself. Oh, what do you think of that one? The Hollywood clone. Some of them are pretty good. Some of them, I think, is just the hairstyle, but some of them, the Brad Pitt one, and what is it, Patino, Dell, someone, the Michael J. Fox one, they're not bad, right? But what do you think? Let me know. Is there cloning going on in Hollywood? Is it something else? Is it, people playing two roles? We've got all these doppelganger photos from the past. Are they longer lived? Vampires, maybe? What do you think is going on in Hollyweird?
If you go to the hospital today and get an encephalogram, what's that? That's the memory of your conscious mind. It's on the CD. Let's download it on this being. Now we got a walking, talking duplicate that has the total memory that you have, because we just took it off of your own mind.
Okay, it's like Blade Runner, the android.
Exactly. The only thing is that it's like this DVD recorder. Sometimes you have glitches in it, so you have to have them tuned up occasionally or redone them. And so we take them to Camp David, or there's a wing at Bethesda Hospital, to just tell you. If you go down there and check, you'll find the nurses, if they're willing to come forth, they'll tell you they work on those people, and they call them the others. I thought it was interesting. They're people. Remember, these people can think and act, but they don't have soul. That's also prophesized. Soulless
that's
beings.
true. That's true.
What do you think? Is that real? Is this going on now? Are they cloning, presidents or putting consciousnesses into different bodies? There's a lot of info on this, but, it's hard to get proof, right? But what do you think? Let me know in the comments. Is this going on? Let me know. Who do you think is really in charge here? Like, it's a pretty strange place we've found ourselves in.
I could make a sperm out of your skin cells and an egg and fertilize that.
So you can clone me?
I could clone you. I won't do that because it's illegal, but biologically we could do that. What's important is I can make organs, mini organs from you, and test drugs. And what we're doing in the lab is we have...
Wow, yeah. Wow.
So when you come to my lab, and you have to promise you're going to come, I'll show you, we grow these mini brains in the lab. And we've got them from people that are predisposed to Alzheimer's or not. And we have a way to age those brains so that they're now 80 years old, even though they're only a few months old. And they lose their ability to fire electrically. They become demented in the dish, little mini brains. On Instagram, I've shown some photos of these, they're pretty cute. And so we give them Alzheimer's and dementia in the dish. And then what we do is we have a system to turn on those 3 embryonic genes, OS and K, and those brains go back in age But here's the cool thing: Alzheimer's goes away. They get the electrical activity comes back. Now we do this in a mouse. We make the mouse older, just let them age out, or we accelerate it, and we've been now reversing the age of those brains in the mice. And you can guess what happens? They get their memory ability to learn back.
Unbelievable.
Well, there you go. He says we have the ability to clone it, and clearly we do, right? Dolly the sheep was cloned back in the 80s and then gave birth to offspring. So fertile clones. So I mean it's not even new technology. But of course, it's all so they can test drugs. It's all for their pharmakeia, right? Their sorcery. It's not, I mean, I don't know how cloning people could be good for us, but it's not done for us, right? Everything's about drugs and medicine, which we know make us sick, and it's one of the biggest industries in the world, that they make money from us, right? It's a big scam, and that's that guy's face when he was, oh my God, you test drugs on organs. He was so fascinated. Um, yeah, let me know your comments because I'm not into that. All right, this one was in Spanish, so and it had some music behind it. But if you don't know the story, this is reportedly that silver bit in there is a meteor. This guy on his channel, you can see where he picks it up from a little hole in the ground and says it's a meteor. And then this thing on the top of it, that looks a bit like a squid or an octopus, it's just started growing out of it. And he touches it and everything, and there's quite a few videos on it now. And I think he's actually on the run. He's disappeared, but this thing got pretty big. So what do you think this could be? I mean, a lot of people are saying, it's an alien because, he says it's a meteor from outer space. What do you think? Is there even an outer space? But it's interesting again with this mothership, the Three-Eye Atlas, three-eyed beast, right, coming in through the solar system apparently, and there's a lot of other reports of meteors as well. So I don't know. What do you think? Are they building a narrative, or is this something that is this some kind of alien invasion? So this one doesn't have sound. This is what it's grown into. You can see that. Oh, there we go. It's in Spanish again, but you can see this here. This is the rock or the meteor. And look at the size of this thing, and it's moving and it's growing. He says it grows in the sunlight. It looks like it's breathing. I mean, what is that? Is that black goo? What do you think? Nanoparticles? Um, very strange stuff that's going on. But yeah, let me know. What do you think this is? Is it real? Is it fake somehow? Because there's a lot of videos and it keeps growing and it kind of looks real. Um, Look, what's he doing? Pulling bits off it. Ah, oh, dude. I'm, let me know your thoughts. I'm not even sure what to say about that one.
Most people are not going to like this, but I will still say it anyway. If you think working 50 years at a job you hate just to get a few years of, in quote, freedom when you're too old to enjoy it makes sense, well, I can't help but say you have been brainwashed. This isn't living, it's a trap. School trains you to obey. Work drains your best years. Retirement is the reward they dangle to keep you quiet. By the time you're free, your body's worn out, your energy's gone, and you spent your whole life building someone else's dream. That's not an accident. It's designed that way, a system built to keep you tired, broke, and too distracted to see the truth. The scam is simple. They steal your time while you're young and hand it back when you can't use it. And the cruelest part, most people defend the system that's enslaving them because they've been taught to call it normal life. But nothing about this is normal. It's just comfortable enough to keep you from revolting.
I think that guy speaking was AI, but still, bit of truth. I guess if you're going to use AI, use it to get some real info out there. Yeah, it's all a scam, guys. Jobs are a scam. People work their whole lives doing things they don't want, not staying away from their family and friends, just to end up just scraping by, basically. That's the majority of people in the Western world. That's how it goes. And of course now, and of course now we put most of the old people into old people's homes. So, you know, they don't even have a good life to hang out with their family when they're elderly, right? We've got some things pretty wrong, but the world's changing pretty fast, so I think we're all right.
All right, so I want you to notice that there is no one behind him when this goes down. Okay, nobody. Now, I can't show it because I'll probably end up getting deleted. My TikTok already got deleted. There's nobody behind him, though. All right? Now, here we are. He's about to go down, and there's people behind him. Literally all kinds of people are behind him. There's two people right there. One person directly behind him, another person really close.
Yeah, well, that was interesting. No, I can't confirm that that was the first bit. The front on was the same event. I don't know, but if it was, then very interesting. There's just so many questions about this event. Um, and a lot of numerology in there, that the 3 and 3 that we hear about a lot. Lots of weird, hand signals and things from the people behind him. People talking about the shot, where they caught the shooter and the shooter. There's so much all come out like the day after, basically. So, let me know your thoughts. I'm interested, but it's looking like a false flag to me. He may still be walking around and probably is. It's like Kanye said, right? We're all actors. It's just that some of us, he said we're unpaid actors. Some of them are paid actors and they just change jobs. Is that what's happened? Let me know.
Did you know how I figured it out? What's 1 times 1?
1 times 1 is 1.
To multiply means to do what? To make more, right?
Yes.
Increase in number?
Yes.
Multiply?
Yes.
How can 1 times 1 equaling 1 be part of the multiplication table? It fails to satisfy the term multiply. It doesn't multiply. Does it? What's an action times an action?
You got some weed.
No, I'm asking you. Honestly, I'm asking reason.
What are we doing?
Reason. I want you to reason.
Oh, no.
What's an action times an action? A reaction. Right?
Okay.
Have you ever seen an action times an action without a reaction? Have you? No. Because equanimity is the currency of the universe. There's always an action times an action having a reaction. So how can 1 times 1 equal 1? How can A times B just be A and not B? What happened to concept?
Terrence, these are late night conversations.
These
are.
This is the beginning of our understanding. It should fit. What kind of calculator you got? What kind of phone you got?
iPhone?
Okay, go to your calculator.
Whatever the new one.
No, go to your calculator. Go to your calculator.
All right. Go to
Go to your calculator.
Yeah, I
you
got
do too. You got iPhone?
What are we doing?
I want both of y'all to do 2 separate things. I want to do the same thing to start with. Turn it to the side.
Okay.
All right, now I want you to both hit the number 2 that the whole calculator show up.
Hit number what?
Hit the number 2.
Number 2.
Go to the square root. It is the second column from the left, 3rd row. It'll have that square thing.
All right. 1.4.
1.41421356237309.
Holy
now
crap.
I want you two to do 2 separate things now. 2 separate things. I want you to multiply it by 2, hit times 2, equal, don't you do it.
Okay.
And I want you to hit x to the 3rd. X to the 3rd, it's going to be...
Times 3?
No, x to the 3rd.
Oh, X. Oh, okay, I see it.
X to the 3rd.
Yeah, I got you. All right, 1.1.
No, you didn't hit x to the 3rd.
Yes, I did.
If you hit x to the 3rd.
Oh, I'm sorry. You're right.
So go back again.
Okay, so now...
where you are.
Yeah, I'm
2,
good. 2.
Square root.
Square root.
And hit x to the 3rd.
All right, 2.82.
2.828, 4271, 2174, 6190. The same value you got
Yeah.
by multiplying it by 2.
Yeah.
And he just cubed it. Divide it by 2 again. Both of y'all. Divide by 2.
it by 2.
No, divide by 2. Hit equal. Now, cube it again. Hit x to the 3rd.
Yeah.
You see that, Lou?
Yeah.
That's saying x cubed is equal to 2x, which is equal to x plus x. That's an unnatural equation. That's a mathematical fallacy. And that's the beginning of your math. That's how I invented tangential flight, because your math, someone programmed that lie in there and lied to you and everyone, and all your fundamentals are off.
Well, what do you think about that? I will agree that, 1 times 1 as a multiplication can't equal 1. So it's interesting, isn't it? He obviously came out with this, what, a year ago or so. Um, but what do you think? Is he just some kind of disinfo agent spreading weirdness, or is there something to this? Because he is from Hollywood, right? Where they all seem to be actors. But let me know what you think in the comments. Is this just gobbledygook, or is there something to it? Is he actually onto something?
Not to be a conspiracy theorist, but look what I found earlier on Amazon. These were posted on Amazon on September 9th. That was day before yesterday. How does one publish a book on September 9th for something that happened on September 10th? Then Amazon changed it to this. But wait, if you scroll down, it still says this. Oh, but wait, they're not going to let this stay up. No, if you go search the book now, this is what you find. Something else is happening here. I don't know what it is, but definitely something's happening. What do you think?
Yes, I think something is definitely happening. I mean, there was also two newspaper articles, like the New York Times and another one that same, they reported his demise on the 9th, same date that these two books about the incident were released, but it didn't happen till the 10th. All right, like, what's going on here, right? The world's getting pretty crazy at the moment. We've got motherships coming towards us. We've got the whole Charlie, debacle, what's going on there. We've got, alien goo growing out of asteroids. Plus, there's all these protests going on all over the world. Peru burnt down its parliament over internet laws, apparently. I have questions about that as well, but it's happening everywhere. France, UK, Indonesia. It's the world's going off. It was happening in Serbia, and no doubt many other places we're not being told about. But a lot of it looks like, we've just got to be careful, right? Because we know these things are often orchestrated, right? All of these events, all of these marches, everything, it's all to get what they want. So we've just got to be careful and understand that, the solution doesn't lie in a new leader, in getting elections, because they always select the new leader. There's no choice involved. But yeah, what do you think about, well, that was completely not even in the video, but what do you think about the videos today? Let me know in the comments, and please give me a like if you like this kind of content. Let me know. Subscribe, all that good kind of stuff. And yes, a few people have mentioned I do have a green screen background. That's just because I'm in my bedroom at the moment. I need to get a bigger house, what we're looking for, so I can get an office or a recording studio. But yeah, sorry, I know it makes my hair look weird. But there you go. Thanks for watching, guys. Have an amazing day. I'll talk to you on the next upload. Bye for now.